If it says that a method does certain things, check the freaking doc.
Yes.
Like pump.
Very poor prompt.
That is easy. English.
English first.
Don't freaking use globals. We are losing jobs. You're not updating Node.js.
All right, we are live from JSNation from Amsterdam. My name is Medhat Dawoud, and alongside with me is Matteo Collina. Hey, Matteo.
Hey!
It's so good to have you here.
Yes, very happy to be here.
Yeah, it's not your first time here. So
no.
how do you feel about the venue, Amsterdam, the sunny Amsterdam? Luckily.
So, first of all, Amsterdam in this period of the year is one of the most beautiful cities in the world. Okay.
Yes.
I love it. It's nice and shiny. Sunny, it's but also is not that hot, so it's fantastic.
Yeah.
And you should take a bike and move around. It's
Absolutely
cycle a little
recommended.
bit. It's beautiful.
Yes, yes.
And you know, JSNation is a new venue, so it's really good. This one is really good.
Yeah.
I prefer this one to the previous one, to be honest. It has a much nicer stage.
The stage and the space around it as well.
Yes, I think it works better than the other one.
That's great. Yeah, I'm happy that you're enjoying it so far.
Oh, yeah, big time.
Yeah, I'm following you online. However, you know, for the people who might not know, would you mind if you tell the people who you are, what you're doing?
Oh, hi, I'm Matteo, co-founder and CTO of a startup called Platformatic. I'm also part of the Node.js technical steering committee. Board member of the OpenJS Foundation. I don't know. You are using my software anyway, everybody. Like my open source modules have been downloaded 30 billion times
Wow.
last year. So I am in the top 10, not top 10, top 100, whatever, authors on NPM that essentially
Pretty nice.
are everywhere.
Yeah, if NPM didn't make this version lock, you could break everyone's, right?
No, I still can break it. Like there's no.
People are just, you know, updating without caring.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. So you know, it's
Yeah, I can imagine.
a lot of that.
All right. So my first question to you is, what makes you attracted to Node.js and back in general from the beginning? You know, we are going. I know. Way
Okay. So there is a very clear reason. Okay, I wanted to build tools for the everyday developer. Okay, so and when Node.js came out, the reach of using JavaScript was so big that was okay. That is it. I'm doing that, and that was the reason. Like essentially. I was really in some debate with some other technologists at a point in time, and basically they said, "Well, but you only want competent people to work on those kind of projects." And I said, "Well, no. Okay, the world is so much more software. If we only rely on people with a computer science degree, people that have a big background, more or less that." Production of people is more or less fixed, and we need way more people in the industry to create software to satisfy that demand, and that's what happened, to be honest. So I'm very happy that I was right in that kind of prediction of what was going to happen, and now even more people are building software every day, and so you know I think that is so brilliant that now all those fancy new AI tools are using JavaScript to let even people with less technical skills join. And the comment from these other technology, no, those people should never even touch a keyboard. And this is, I don't know.
Criticism.
Well, it's a different point of view of the industry and gatekeeping and so on. So.
Yeah, I understand your point. And since you mentioned already AI, I am wondering, for you, the easy choice was for Node.js maybe because you're building on top of the JS community and the number of people. So currently, since we don't have that, you know, entry barrier that people can learn anything or use AI to teach them anything or do things for them even, do you think that if you have to make the decision now, given the AIs in the market, would you still go with JS or would you just pick anything else that is people don't care about the syntax that much? AI can do it for them, but the community is growing anyway with AI.
It's what Node.js and NPM have solved is the problem of reusing software at scale. So this means that your node modules is a black hole.
Okay.
And also it means that you can access all those libraries, all those things that have already been built by others and reuse them. Now, the problem, and how does it fit with AI? Okay. In theory, you could tell AI, hey, AI, please write me a server and write it straight to an assembly. Okay. And maybe it will spit out a server that it's assembly, okay? Or maybe just a binary, technically.
Learn it from someone else.
But the TLDR is that those are not all capable gods, and that even AI, they have a very limited today, less limited in maybe 10 years, context window of things that they can know and remember at any given time. And therefore, using libraries and abstraction is crucial for them as well to do things. So the syntax might not be the case, but the fact that NPM and Node have solved reusing software at scale is what make that community and stack worthwhile, and more than the syntax and everything.
Yeah, absolutely. Maybe I need to reform it a little bit.
It was fun because I used to love coming to planetariums as a kid, and now I get to stand in one and present. So yeah, great venue for a conference.
So one of the things I like the most about this conference is it's after a talk, there's a discussion room where you can just go talk with people about the thing.
In my 15 to 20 years of speaking, this is the nicest venue of any conference I have been to.
Back in the days, I think Node.js was kind of the only runtime that makes JavaScript run on the server. Right?
Okay.
Nowadays it's not, right? We have quite a lot of other runtimes, and easier to maybe to name some, like Bun and maybe Deno. Do you think that Deno and Bun in particular are kind of threats or helper that pushes?
Okay, so a few bits. So we collaborate a lot with Deno these days because they have been spreading a lot of web platform spec work that then typically we can essentially implement ourselves, following their lead. On the other side, they essentially had to add NPM compatibility, add the full, most of the support for all the Node.js libraries. There is a lot of my code in Deno at this point. So, okay, it's...
So it's not a conflict, we are complementing each other.
They framed it in that way at the beginning.
Okay.
It was their framing.
Yeah.
They framed it in that way when they launched.
That they are extending the Node.js community.
No, that they were at the beginning. They did a big campaign on a certain kind of framing, but it has never been like that for.
Yeah, I understand what you mean.
For Node, so.
I think it was marketing kind of.
Yes, but again, it's okay.
Yeah.
It's,
and this is not affecting Node.js community.
I think it's affected with positive, to be honest, because it helped us realize that we needed to implement certain features.
Oh yeah.
And so we added these features.
That's exactly what I mean. Yeah. So they are pushing Node.js to the right direction.
It's actually easier for them to innovate.
Oh yeah.
So
of course you have a lot of legacy that you have to deal with. All right. Yeah. I see what you mean. So this brings us to your talk. It's titled "The State of Node.js in 2025." So if you would like to summarize your talk and the main aha moments or takeaways that you would like people to walk away with, what would it be?
Okay, first one, you're not updating Node.js. The TLDR is you're not updating Node.js. You're not running supported versions of Node.js. Right now, supported versions of Node.js are Node 20, Node 22, and Node 24. So 20, 22, 24. If it starts with a 1, or if just one number, nope, that's not supported, and you folks should be updating. Now, numbers of that. Node 18, we just went outside of LTS in April, is still downloaded 50 million times per month.
Wow.
And I'm just like, it's with not even starting to flap down, okay? Node 16 is still massively popular. I think Node 12 is still downloaded like 20 million times per month, like that. Yeah, these are the numbers we enter. This is like, and overall number of downloads have grown in the last 6 months of Node.js, have grown close to 50%.
Okay.
So this is the type of growth that just that download machine needs to do, which was for some collaborators ended up rewriting completely because it was very, very demanding for like if that download service goes down, a lot of people go complain hard.
Yeah, I understand your point, but let's think out loud. What makes people stick to old version of Node?
Oh, they never update their software.
That's the problem?
Yeah, they just
It's not like backward compatibility for some parts or something?
The problem is that the breakage compounds.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so the fundamental problem is not Node.js. Okay, so there is Node.js. Okay, then there are the versions on top. So the problem is that older versions of library and frameworks might not run on newer version of Node, and they're not tested on newer version of Node. Okay, and therefore, let's say that I'm using a framework that I created, Fastify. If I'm using Fastify 4, okay, Fastify 4 can run on Node 18, and I think even Node 16, and probably 14. Anyway, I will need to check, but that doesn't matter. It runs on a certain version, old versions of Node. If I want to upgrade my Node, 16 code base to Node 20, I now also have to update to Fastify 5. Fastify 5 was never tested on Node 20.
I understand.
Okay, so I need to change my version. And sometimes I fall behind. So maybe I'm on Fastify 2. If I'm on Fastify 2 and Node 14, and now I want to update to Node 22, and Node 22 is only running on Fastify 5, I have 2 major versions of my framework to jump.
Correct.
And that's what's causing the problem. Like, people are not really updating their dependencies. So it's not just about Node, it's about the full ecosystem. Node.js itself is pretty stable, to be honest. We are removing a few things recently. Like, we have been removing things that have been deprecated for 5-6 years. Like, we deprecate something, after 4, 5, 6 years, we are removing them. So what?
Takes a long time because people are still depending on some stuff, right? Deprecated stuff and still using it. Yeah, that's cool. If we talk about what's coming up in the upcoming years for Node.js, you can tell us few features that you're excited about having them.
What I could call modern Node.js development is very different from what could be done in the past, specifically because of a few key features, okay? First feature is being able to require ESM modules. These will help and streamline a lot of development so that I would not have to change things and so on. Then the second one, okay, is about TypeScript support, and there is Marco that will probably be on this chair in a few moments to discuss that. So we will have Marco. Marco has implemented called script types, and it's really worked really well. We added those 2 things together, and then this is wow. On top of that, there is another change that was really interesting, which was the introduction of, it was a change in async local storage. And these improved performance significantly because it's of async local storage itself, and it probably will allow some async local storage native frameworks to come around in the next few years, because the overhead of async local storage has gone so low that I think it might be viable.
So just tell us more about this async local storage.
Okay, async local storage, okay, is the technology. Let me put it another way. You probably are familiar with Next, right?
Of course, yeah.
And you know that there are those helpers, that is headers and other those that pulls some information out of nowhere.
Okay.
That nowhere is async local storage.
that will be natively in Node.js?
No, it's already native, but we switched implementation, and it got a significant performance improvement between the two.
All right. Yeah. That's
And it will enable a lot of use cases. In practice, it's if you're using OpenTelemetry, for example, with Node.js, you will get a 7% performance upgrade for free, which in between Node 24 and 22. And which is significant.
So upgrade as soon as possible, whenever you have.
Well, in October when it becomes LTS, that will be my recommendation. We need to still find all the kinks. The other feature that's very interesting is explicit resource management or using syntax. I don't know if you've ever seen that. It's really new things from TC39. And it's really beautiful to see. It allows you to essentially write finalizers easily in JavaScript and have it being called when those things goes out of scope. Those objects goes out of scope.
Oh, right. Like a cleanup function or something.
Yes. And it's pretty cool.
All right. Yeah, that's really, really cool. I'm wondering myself about one thing that maybe every front-end or back-end engineer who's writing JavaScript and Node.js as well. Is there any plan to get rid of Node modules folder?
Remove the Node modules folder.
I mean, if you can import things directly, like in Deno, if you can import just like one module async without having to download it and work on it.
I always thought that was a really bad idea.
To have it async?
To have it downloaded from HTTP straight. You need a registry. And in fact, pun intended, at some point they realized that they needed a registry as well, and they launched JSR.
I understand.
So you need a registry, okay? The moment how that information is coming down from that registry to you and where things is stored, it's I think is all fair game, okay? I to be honest, you could implement this. There's nothing blocking a developer to implement that feature today. In fact, Node.js shipped with that features for a couple of years, and nobody used it. So we removed it.
Okay.
So it was there. It was there.
It was not marketed well, I guess.
Well, no, people don't care. People still use Node.js like it's 2015, so it doesn't matter.
I guess, as you said earlier, that people are still using Node 14, so
you
don't really care about the latest features.
This is what I'm saying, okay?
Yeah.
This is essentially the reason. So this is the problem and the reason.
Yeah.
So this generic solution there, I think it's possible, okay? And in fact, at some point, Node.js can easily get a similar implementation to what JSR is currently providing in Deno. There's no problem with that. Like the technical problems are not there. It's mostly demand.
Philosophy as well.
I don't even think it's philosophy. Like, to be honest, there's literally no user demand.
No user demand.
It's even worse than that, okay? Specifically because the flow of log files, more or less, demands that there's an install phase and an update phase. Now, having the modules downloaded with known versions and so on and so forth, that doesn't work. You need to essentially have somewhere where it's written the current version, and therefore installing and downloading them on the fly. I think it's a nice, it's very good for demos, but in practice, you really want that install phase. And because you want that version to be codified somewhere, and change that version number and care about that version number without having to update all source files to update a version number. So you need to say, okay, I'm using Fastify 5 and I don't want you, every Fastify 5 version is okay, but then the actual version is written in my log file. Okay, and I don't want to go in, I'm moving to Fastify 6, I don't want to change all the files and change Fastify at 5 to a Fastify at 6 to
I totally get it about the version locking, especially in enterprises. I'm working for Miro. If you're using it, we have this quite a lot about version locking, and if we change one version, it it's not compatible with another library or something. That's a problem. All right. So if I ask you for an advice that you can give for junior developers or maybe fresh grads that you would like to get into the Node.js JavaScript world, or maybe using Fastify for the first time, or what would you advise them to learn first before getting yourself into this world? What is the fundamentals in your opinion nowadays, given the fact that AI is everywhere as well?
English.
English first. If you're not English speaking,
If you're not native English speaker,
Yeah.
you should know English.
okay, that's a very fair point. Very fair point.
Like a lot of people are not in that camp.
Okay.
You need to be able to communicate, and it's an English speaking word, so you need to know English.
And you end up without English, you end up consuming the non-English speaking content, which might not be the top notch, right?
Well, it's usually not.
Okay.
So that's the first one.
Okay.
I would say be curious and don't trust what you read online.
Don't trust AI as well.
There is, because it was trained on those things, okay? Half of the blogs on Node.js says either incorrect things, either bluntly incorrect, or just old things, like either incorrect or very old. Like it was, something that was never true.
How to verify that?
Yeah, that's the problem. It's you can't. There is a adage that was coined by a friend of mine. It's called the Brandolini's law, and it reports that the amount of energy that is required to refute bullshit is an order of magnitude of the one required to produce it.
Okay.
So you cannot work. You can not work around it. You need to develop some good eyes and be curious and verify things that you are reading. So that is the second most important. Like, be curious.
How to verify? They are still juniors. They didn't learn much.
Well, you take an example. You start tinkering with things.
Okay. But there's maybe...
check the doc. Like if
Yes.
if it says that a method does certain things, check the freaking doc.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm asking for a legit source of truth.
Look, it's people, but this is so the so bad things. Okay. Very recently, somebody tried to send a patch to the Node.js guides.
Okay.
So you have a new section of Node.js guides on the website to teach users about some of those things. Okay. And there was a user that sent a pull request, tried to fix what he called a bug in our guide. And he thought the explanation was we were telling things that were incorrect.
Okay.
But the problem was that what he was saying was incorrect. His mental model was incorrect. And he was copying that from other sources.
Okay.
And not the official. They wanted the official one to reflect what the
community decided.
What the community decided how it should work. Like there's certain things related to the event loop, promises, and so on, that the community, some people, some very popular blog posts, some very popular Udemy courses, and so on, and so on and so forth, decided that they were good, that was how things were working.
Yeah.
And that were made in stone, but it never was.
Okay.
And then people learned from their sources, and they said,
what did you do how did you deal with this situation? Did you explain?
Well, that was easy because it was very much easy for me to catch. Okay. But I had to do at some point I had to do a few reviews on fixing certain mistakes that were even in those guys were like that slipped through.
Yes, or outdated or something.
No, just bluntly incorrect things.
Okay.
Like literally bluntly incorrect things.
Okay.
Like things that 90% of people will say this is a bad idea.
Okay.
And they were written how things, this is how it's working. And this is incorrect. Like again, there's a few of them. So it's very hard because there's a lot of misconceptions about Node around there.
I think this makes it a little bit harder even for the new joiners or fresh grades, junior developers to learn about Node the right way from the beginning. This is the most popular way. Anyone who's writing JavaScript front end, which is the easier entry to the field. I would like to be a full stack. Well, Node.js, there you go. So they learned both of them. I'm a full stack engineer. I think this brought a lot of, I would say, bad habits. Because people are writing, sometimes I have seen that, Node.js in the way they are writing front-end.
Yes.
And that's something that is very common, especially for junior devs who didn't learn the right way. So how you deal with that if you have some junior devs in your team and you would like to teach them the right way, what's the guide? Or someone who's writing front end and shift to Node.js?
Okay, first of all, you can read about some of those things. I've recently published an ebook. It's free, so everybody can download.
Cool.
About these kind of problems. So,
what's the name of the book?
The Enterprise Guide to Node.js.
Oh, that's very nice.
Okay.
Straightforward.
Straightforward, yes.
Yeah, maybe we'll put it in the show notes as well.
Yes, it's on our website, Platformatic website. So it's great. We explain those things. Okay.
The common mistakes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. The frameworks, the common mistakes, how to deal with them, and so on and so forth. Because frankly, most applications are not the hobby plan. Okay. It's about enterprise, about companies using those things, using software to build stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Generically, the biggest mistake juniors do when doing Node.js is using globals.
Okay.
I have no idea why. Like I know why they're doing them in the front end, okay? But also why are you doing that to begin with? Because, the full thing about React is about components and reusability. So don't freaking use globals, okay? But look, they use globals all the time. Like I've given up almost on this. It's the biggest mistake.
Maybe that's a kind of a flag in the documentation or tutorials as well that people.
Yeah, but none of them are in the Node repo, Node website.
Okay.
Like this is a very popular thing that was popularized in 2015,
Okay.
and that stuck. And
It's hard to get it out.
it's hard to get it out. Okay,
Yeah.
it's just.
I can totally understand that. Good luck, junior devs. You have to learn English if you don't, and you have to depend on the documentation, not on online content. Online content comes later.
No, it's not true. Take online content, but fact check it, because.
Yeah, I said you don't have experience to check it.
No, fact check. You can. It's the docs. So when something is described, go check the docs of that framework. Go study it. Okay?
Oh yeah. Okay.
Use online content as a guide, not as a definitive source of truth.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Very often, those are a lot of things that you find online is what I call edutainment. Okay, which is. As the word says, a mix between entertainment and education.
Yes.
Okay, which it doesn't mean to be boring. It means to be fun.
Yeah.
To learn things, but it's also relaxed and doesn't cover all the hard concepts.
Yeah.
At the same time, so sometimes you see this was very popularized a few years back, and there was this super popular technology that I'm showing these phenomenal demos, but the moment one and started doing some of the advanced use cases, all the demos were falling apart, like completely destroyed. The performance of that system was not working.
Yeah.
And that problem that they were suffering was clearly written in the originator of that technology, but then on the edutainment side, that message was completely removed because it was too hard for people to understand. And then every single junior developer was hitting the wall. Like pump.
Yeah.
And then started hating that technology.
Yeah.
Okay. Because of that. Because they were like such a easy pitfalls. And but it was too hard for the edutainment content.
Yes. Yes, I can imagine. And I think this is.
And this was not Node.js, by the way. So I'm not.
Oh yeah.
I know I'm not, this is real, but it's not Node.js.
Yeah. But especially in coding as well. In the current period that we are depending too much on AI or maybe other devs, especially junior devs, because they are looking for output. So vibe coding gives them the output so fast. So okay, write it down, tap,
super fast,
tap, and that's it.
I see a lot of opportunities for senior plus developers.
Yes.
To fix bugs and maintain that software long term.
All right.
So it's.
So you are generating bugs for
others. Yes.
Yeah, I agree with you.
It's job security. Like I don't really think this current generation of AI systems will replace developers in any form or fashion. Okay.
Yeah.
In fact, it will create even more work. What will happen though, and I think this will happen, it will keep the segmentation of the industry even more. even more. So there will be a lot of those people coming that previously were going to boot camps and things like that. Will probably just start interacting with AI systems and build digital product using AI system prototypes typically. That then will go probably to some engineers for cleanup and
rebuild or rebuild it.
Yeah, but I don't even think that is the major problem. I think there will be just a lot more work on reviewing code versus just coding. Like a lot of the parts, some of the parts are AI can do it pretty well, to be honest. Like for example, we were at Platformatic, we have built a new library for interacting with Kafka in Node.js.
Okay.
Kafka is great, is a queue system and so on. The current situation of the various drivers is not great. So we ended up having to write our own because the others were not really fixable. We massively used the AI for that because there was a lot of code to be tested and validated. And AI already knew about Kafka. I've read the Kafka source code, I've read the Kafka documentation. They had already had a lot of the context. So it was very easy for us to, ask AI to write us test case and so on and so forth. And then so that we could essentially use it as a partner to do that. And I think we've generated maybe 20,000 lines of tests in that way.
Wow.
And finding a lot of bugs. It actually found a lot of bugs, so it was very useful.
That's great.
But again, it's segmented, like for the pro users, the power developers. It's segmented to boring tasks. Okay, like boring. Okay, like literally at some point I was like, okay, I have these things that needs fixing, and I can open a new tab, launch Cloud Code, forget about it. Once it's done, I have a PR open and I will review that PR.
Yes.
And that is easy, okay, to do, especially for simple things that don't require a lot of work. It's like, I don't know, spending $1 for, saving, I don't know.
Like 1 hour of work.
An hour.
It's nothing.
It's, frankly.
Yes. But I agree with you completely. Since something that you're doing or have done in the past for like 10 times, and you know how it is done, but it takes time. You can just port it to AI. But I don't recommend that to juniors, to be honest. I need them.
No, this is the power case. Like this is for the power users. Okay. For juniors is really good to
learn it. Explain to me how to do that.
Yes, but even that, question mark. But the key point is being able, so there is the person that wants to learn and become a senior, and there is the person that wants to ship products. Okay. Let's separate those two. Okay. This is where the industry is bifurcating very quickly. Okay. Which is this will be a group of people that will basically just build digital products on top of with AI and stuff. And that is a full class of, it's a new set of jobs, to be honest, being created. So I think they're great. Now, the problem is the long-term maintainability, long-term stability, all the things long in there. But it's, look, what a world to be in. And then for juniors, they can, like I used it recently to brush up my Rust. And it was great. Like you can helpful, especially in understanding and fixing some bugs, in fixing like syntax errors, fixing like the borrow checker and of Rust, borrow checker problems and so on and so forth. That has been very helpful. Okay.
But this is a logic clear problem repetitively happening, so AI is helpful in it, but don't rely on AI in everything, I would say. Because some people, to be honest, me myself, when this new code assistance start, I needed to push it to the limit. I asked them, all right, I would like to do that, period. Very poor prompt, and see how far they can go. They cannot.
It cannot.
They cannot do that.
No, it can. It actually can. It can typically reach a point when then it starts looping on itself.
Improvising a lot.
Yeah, but it invents things like it completely goes against the requirements at some point. Like completely cheat. I have literally seen multiple times where in order to make some tests pass, instead of designing a new system, the AI decided to put special logic to make the test pass.
Or delete some cases.
Yeah, or delete the cases. Like, I need to make the test passing. I can't delete the test.
Oh yeah, or go change the logic itself in order to make it fast. Yeah, that's sometimes, maybe a few years from now it can be better, but for now I think we can't rely on it 100%. Right, so let's jump a little bit out of the Node.js world and ask you about the JSNation conference that we are in right now. I see a lot of people are still attending. How do you see that going in the upcoming years with all the online content that people can consume? Still people are coming to conferences. Is this going to continue? Is there a beneficial from that, especially for developers from different levels, juniors, seniors, and tech leads and so on?
The conference world has been a hit and miss in the last few years since COVID. Okay, I think 2019 was peak conference time. And then since then, things have been going back and forth a little bit. It's not the same as it was before, okay? There's a lot of online content available, but also, and this is the other part, online content is sterile. You can't interact with it, okay? You can't touch them, you can't taste the people, you can't smell them. There is a completely different way, like doing networking, doing the things. It's actually very useful. So, especially meeting people, okay? I would say one goes to a conference and events like this to meet people, to meet fellow-minded engineers, which is the most important, building and connections, networks and connections is the most important thing that you can do as a developer, learn to communicate and then build your networks.
Yeah, I agree with you. First, be competent, then networking helps a lot.
I think networking helps a lot even if you're a junior and you're not that competent.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, big time. Because you can actually, making those connections is the only way to get out of your bubble. If you want to grow up as an engineer very quickly, you should spend a lot of time contributing to open source because probably a lot of people will literally mentor you for free, which is what happened to me, and I think it was great.
Yeah, I agree with you. Even outside conferences, outside Node.js world, outside conferences, what else are you doing in life? Any
No, I have a 4-year-old and a half kid, so I have no life. Like I have the kid. Like,
how old?
4 years and a half.
4 years and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a beautiful age.
It's fantastic, but she's very demanding. So
I understand. I get 3 kids.
Oh, you got 3 kids. Okay, so you know what I'm talking about.
I completely live in what you're talking about.
I have no
other hobbies, something.
Other hobbies. It's my kids. Okay.
Yeah.
I have a startup, open source, and my kids.
That's a very, very nice one. My kids is my hobby.
Well, yeah, my kid is my life.
It's my life. Okay. So
my kid is my life. So I have.
Most of your time is spending outside of work is with your kids.
Yes.
So,
well, all of it, I would say, 100%.
That's fair. I learned it later after having kids as well, that I have to spend more time with them. And I started appreciating the time before having kids, that I had a lot of things that they can do.
Yeah, but also they are not that important. So.
No, yeah, I learned that as well. That after having kids, the highest priority comes to them.
Yeah.
And everything else comes after you go to sleep, right?
Yes.
That might come later. One more thing before going to the last thing. We got here some cards for the people who can see.
Okay.
If you can just pick a card and read it out loud and either answer it or pass and pick another one. Oops.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you be a great developer even if you don't love really coding?
That's a tough one.
No, you can't.
You have to love coding to be a good developer?
At some point in time, you need to have been loving coding. In order to be great at this profession, you need to
be passionate.
You need to be passionate, but you need to be passionate in life anyway for anything you do.
Yep.
So forget about that. That's a given. Okay. The problem, the reason why you need to be you can't be a great developer if you don't love coding is it's an activity that you will do for, I don't know, in order to get good at it, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 hours a day
Yes.
for 10, 20 years, okay?
Yes.
If you don't love it,
Yeah.
if you don't love it, you
will give up.
you will, and because it's a hard thing to do,
It is.
it's a hard thing. You will need to surpass a lot of challenges.
Yeah.
And you will feel stuck and you will feel depressed that you're not getting anywhere. The only thing that motivates you is that you love what you're doing.
Yes.
And if you don't love what you're doing, then probably do something. It's better you do something else.
Yes.
You still can be good developer, or you still can be shipping great products, okay? Without loving coding. So you can do that.
Maybe there's other motivations other than loving code that maybe it's a rewarding job as well.
The amount of crap that we go through as developers in certain
I can understand.
moments, it's so big
Yes.
that if you don't love the act of coding, you will never pass through that. Like you essentially will give up that specific moment. And that moment is where you know, okay? And there's nothing wrong, by the way. There's a lot of people that love working in tech that then, after being a developer, shifted to
Management.
being fantastic engineering managers, okay? There's nothing wrong with being a fantastic engineering manager, okay? Usually, in fact, the people that are very good at it have been developers that probably didn't love coding that much, okay? And then they shifted to another career, okay? But it's like asking, can you be a great musician even if you don't love really playing music?
I don't think so.
Yeah, this is the answer, okay?
It's a lot of hard work, a lot of time that you need to spend. Sometimes you might spend like a full day, 8 hours fixing a bug. And if you don't love what is this, I think you will give up at some point. If it's not in this bug, the next bug, and the next bug.
At some point you will feel that you're not going anywhere. And by the way, I had a moment when I was not loving what I was doing. And I thought about quitting coding. I almost enrolled myself in an MBA.
Okay.
Because I wanted to quit coding.
Okay. What makes you stop? Loving coding is what stops you from doing it.
The industry.
The industry. Community.
No, the industry, jobs. Like there is a major difference between what you study at university and the kind of code that is actually put in production every day by companies. Typically, it's a lot less fancy and nice and well done. It's a lot of corners being cut.
Yeah, and this field I think is opening the door for quite a lot of jobs as well. So that the industry, as you said, is very open for jobs.
Yes, so big time. Yeah, I don't see it. We are losing jobs in the industry. Okay.
Yeah, we're not losing, but I think the amount of jobs in tech, especially for developers, recently for this last year at least, feels like shrinking a little bit.
I have seen it shrinking a lot in the United States.
Yes, and in Europe as well.
I have seen it shrinking way less in Europe. Like every single company that I'm talking to has been not being able to hire the developers that they need.
Don't find the competent people?
No. In Europe, yeah.
Oh, really?
Most of them is in order to I was chatting recently with a company and said, I have a full team to fill, okay? And in order to get one person done, like in order to fill that team, we think we need to receive we need to filter and screen between 2,000 and 3,000 CVs.
Really? That number?
Yes.
For one person?
No, not for one person, for the full team.
Full team.
For 8 people, 10 people. Okay, is more or less a few hundreds per seat.
That's too much, yes.
And basically, they were like, I don't even have the resources to do that.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
to interview people or screen
Screen them, interview them, and vet them and then they leave, okay? Another one I was chatting, we just our team, we stopped at hiring because every candidate was not good.
Or maybe they are pushing the bar too high. I'm just thinking out loud.
Out there, it's people that thinks that base64 is a cryptographic algorithm. And it's safe and it's undecodable if it's base64. people have been taught. I don't know who told them this. Okay, this is the type of, as I said, bullshit that is being moving around the industry these days. Okay, like base64 is a safe cryptographic algorithm.
So there you go. Learn the fundamentals.
Yeah, no, but this is what I'm saying. Okay, I'm not saying, what is a symmetric cryptography? What is asymmetric cryptography? What's the difference between one and the other? And then you see, okay, and then you make a few questions and says, okay, in order to bring you up to the level, I need to train you for a year.
Yeah.
And I need to pay you as well?
In the same time, yes.
Doesn't make...
Business-wise, it's not really...
Business-wise, it makes no sense.
Yes.
Okay, so it's really tough. In the US, there are other market forces at play right now. Between they did some changes in the tax code. They did some, it's a lot of other things that have impacted the decrease in jobs. Okay, but generically, it's like I'm seeing a lot of people, a lot of companies really don't even post the positions, because they get inundated, and then they can't screen them.
I see your point.
It's very bad.
Yeah. As a last question.
Okay.
For this interview, if I ask
it was very long.
Yeah, was good as well.
Yeah.
If I ask you for one last advice that you can give to the people who are watching, you take or non-take, Node.js or not, just pick your thing and tell them one advice that you can leave them with for their career, for learning new stuff, what would it be?
Contribute to open source is the most important thing that you can do and start doing. It's probably the only way you can really challenge yourself in being a better person, better human being, and better developer too. But, it's the way that you can exit your own bubble and interact with people from all around the globe, experience new cultures and new different ways of interacting. Okay. Some of them are good, some of them are less good. You need to, thicken your skin a little bit sometimes.
You get experience.
But you get the experience and you will learn a lot. And this is what worked for me and what I would recommend and what worked for a lot of my friends. And what will probably work for you as well that you're watching. And that a lot of people completely not recognize that point, that the impact that can have on somebody's career. Okay. And they just see, okay, I have finished my job, and then I, shut down the laptop and everything. And that's not how you become great.
That's a great advice to close with. So contribute to open source. Matteo, thank you very much for being here. I enjoyed that a lot.
Me.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Bye, folks.